Hubert was a name that had long lost its meaning, swallowed by the shadows of his own making. His house was a decrepit hovel at the edge of town, where no one ventured unless compelled by necessity or curiosity. He lived alone, his only companion the gnawing obsession that had taken root in his heart like a malignant tumour. It began innocently enough, or so he convinced himself. Hubert would watch through windows, not to invade, but to observe the lives he could never partake in. His eyes, wide and unblinking, would scan the rooms, soaking in the mundane rituals of others. But soon his curiosity morphed into something darker. He found himself drawn to the bedrooms of women, peering through cracks in curtains, the slats of blinds or the barest of gaps in window panes. His obsession grew with each night, each silhouette, each whispered secret he thought he heard. He became bolder, no longer content with mere watching. He started to leave little tokens, a strand of hair, a torn piece of fabric from his own shirt, a note with a single word scrawled in an almost illegible script. Watching. The town was ignorant, or perhaps willfully blind, until the disappearances began. Not of people, but of small personal items. A locket here, a bracelet there, all found later in Hubert's lair, each item telling a story of silent violation. One night, however, his luck ran dry. He chose the wrong window, the wrong woman. She was not like the others, alert, vigilant, and armed with a knowledge of the shadows. As Hubert's face pressed against the cool glass, she was ready. A scream never left her lips. Instead, she lunged with a ferocity born of fear and disgust. The struggle was brief, the outcome inevitable. Hubert's life ended in that room, his blood staining the carpet, his last breath a choked gasp. But death did not end Hubert's tale. The woman, after the police left, after the whispers in town died down, began to feel a chilling presence. Her bedroom, once her sanctuary, became a place of dread. Every night she could feel someone watching her, a cold breath on her neck, an unseen figure in the mirror's reflection. The tokens that Hubert once left began to reappear. Items thought to be lost or destroyed now returned, placed in the same spots he had once used. She changed locks, moved houses, but the feeling persisted. Every night, the sensation of being watched intensified. She would wake to find her window ajar, the scent of decay in the air, and whispers too low to make out, but too clear to ignore. One fateful night, she found a new note, written in the same scrawl, but this time it read, "Forever watching." The terror was not in the words, but in the realization that the handwriting was her own. The townsfolk once again whispered of Hubert, but now with fear. The legend grew that his spirit, bound by his obsession, could never rest, that he had become a part of the very air in the town, watching, always watching. And for those who felt his gaze, the nights were never dark enough, the silence never silent, for Hubert's watch was eternal. This story aims to capture the essence of horror through psychological terror and the relentless presence of a malevolent spirit, ensuring that the fear lingers long after the tale is told.